Hello, everybody. Mana mana dee 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 dee. Mana mana dee 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 dee. Mana mana dee 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 dee. Ba-ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm looking for my little stand for my phone. I think I moved it. Oh, there it is. Right, already set up. Hello, everybody. So we have kind of a crazy thing going on today because I don't have any tech help today. So I have the camera set up a little bit oddly. And well, I'm going to try and lean forward and read the things on the screen and see who's here. Cindy Sutherland. Hello, Cindy. Oh, my table moves forward. Hi, Barb. Beverly, so good to see all of you popping on this morning. Just want to make sure you can see me and hear me. So if you let me know that you can see and hear, that would be wonderful. I'm going to pop in here to talk to get our girl Leanne on board. Oh, there's Leanne. Hi, Leanne. I can hear and see you, she says. So welcome, everybody. I don't have, like I said, Susie's not here today. So there's nobody, well, Leanne will try to feed me questions also. Hi, Bonnie. Oh, it's so fun to see. It's so fun to see so many names pop up, right? Of so many familiar names. So thanks, everybody, for joining me today as we embark on our probably the biggest challenge definitely in scrapbooking. I know some of you are stampers, and so you may listen in, but may not skip this challenge. Photos, they're overwhelming, and digital has helped us in some ways and has become a huge problem in others because we take so many more pictures than we ever took before. Hey, everybody, I'm just seeing all these names pop on. It's so exciting for me to actually get to see that. Usually this screen isn't facing my direction, so I can't see the flow of chat. Unfortunately, it's just far enough away that I can't actually read the screen. So if you have questions, Leanne will try to feed those questions to me. I know Barb and Terry and that group of gals are really great at helping with answering questions as well. So I'll make a couple of quick announcements. Woo woo. The first announcement is that it is, in fact, a $10 Tuesday. You probably got the email if you're on our email list. So the clear Lois tote, the 8x8 paper taker, the Kirsten buddy bag, and the Traders 12 scrap rack page are all on special today only for $10. The clear Lois tote, I don't have one handy, but well, I'm waiting for everybody to pop on here. Sorry, out of the screen for a minute. The clear Lois tote does not have the fabric bottom. It is clear all the way. That's the big difference on it. It's a great savings today. I think it's normally like, I think it's normally $15.99. It might be $19.99. Anyway, it's $10 today. This is a perfect time to pick one of those up if you don't have one, because it is the ultimate beach and pool tote. Because it is vinyl all the way around, it's perfect for wet towels and wet swimsuits and food and snacks and all of those things that make a mess, and you can just rinse it out because it is all vinyl. It has the webbing, the fabric handles and such, but they dry out really quick. So it is a great little extra to have if you haven't picked one up already. Today's the day to do it because they're only $10. And then, of course, the 8x8 paper taker, the Kirsten buddy bag, and the Traders 12, all also only $10. So I'm going to start with announcing the winners this week. So the first winner for Progress Posts, Karen Wild. Karen, you have a lot of work to do, and I am so glad that you are with us and that you are on board. And I know that, you mentioned in your post how much work you had ahead of you, but you're really making progress and it's starting to look really good. And you just seem like you have the right attitude and everything. So it was fun to read your post and see your pictures today. So you are the winner of today's Progress Post. Now remember, for all the rest of you, we choose a Progress Post winner every week. So either on Facebook or email, submit your progress, and then you'll get in the drawing for the winner. And then we had two winners this week for the Ugly Paper Contest, Jean Hawkins and Kim Stone. Embarrassingly, this is one of the winning papers, which I also have in my paper collection. And the whole like collection of this paper, the carrots aren't actually as bad as the bunnies, but I think the eggs are the worst, right? And I know there's always a mix. Some people love those papers that we choose as the ugliest paper. The other paper was also a very ugly, plain, distressed paper. I don't actually have that one in my collection, but it was funny when I saw this as the choice. I was like, oh my gosh, I have that. But one of the things I just want to reinforce, we talked a little bit about it previously, is that crafting is a fashion-forward hobby, right? So this is old rusty pickle paper. And so the look and style and colors in that collection were really hip and cool when we purchased those 12 years ago, maybe longer. No, it was probably longer than that. Oh my gosh, I need to purge. But colors change, styles change, texture change. The whole way that this is designed, super hip and cool when it came out, not so hip and cool anymore. Now, one of the great things about crafting with this in a timely manner is that you do get a sense of what the colors and styles were of the day if you kind of stay up on the trend. So your photos and your scrapbooks kind of match the trends, right? Those are just purge products right there now. So congratulations to everybody, Jean Hawkins and Kim Stone. You will each get a set of Scrapmaster paper organizers for your prize. And then, of course, Karen, you get the gift certificate for, you can choose your own prize when you're ready. It looks like you have a lot of products already. So as you get through that process, you'll have a little bonus prize for that. Okay, I think that's all one other announcement. Paper carts. April 11th is the release date of the paper carts on the website. So if you have not, and there are tops, according to the team at Crafters Companion. So if you need paper cart or a top or an apron, aprons are already on there. There's a very limited stock of aprons, but they will be all on the website April 11th. So watch your email on that day for when those go live. All right, let's jump in and get started here with challenge number 3, photo organization. And basically our goal here is to take all of those photos, whether they're digital or printed, and get them organized chronologically, and I'll talk more about that, so that when you're ready to craft with them, when you're ready to scrapbook, everything is ready to go and kind of laid out for you. So it makes it really easy to figure out what you want to do and pull out the right pictures. So you all have hopefully printed your handout or you have saved it digitally. So I'm just going to go through it real quickly. The goal here, this is sort of multi-steps, right? Get all your photographs together and then start organizing them chronologically and then subdivide within that chronological organization. Now, I know some of you are thinking, well, I want to separate my pictures by each of my children or each of my grandchildren or those types of things. And it kind of goes back to that same foundational thinking of keeping everything together orderly so that when you're ready to use it, you know where to find it. And if you have groups of pictures separated out in all different places, here, there, everywhere in your room, waiting to become part of a project, you have to remember, that you did that. Then you have to remember where you put it. But if you just put everything in order chronologically, you can go right there to that date, essentially, and pull out those pictures when you're ready to use them. And there are lots of other reasons to do this. I'll give you a couple of them. The first one is, heaven forbid, that you should be gone and somebody else has all of those pictures, right? So if you have them spread all the way around your room or your space or whatever, somebody else is going to have to find them and gather them up. But if they're all chronological, it makes sense. That makes sense to everybody, chronological order. The other thing about that is it provides you an opportunity to share those pictures in an easier way. So if you have all your pictures chronologically and you have a child who's getting married, or you have a grade school kid who is doing their family tree or their life thing that kids do in first or second grade, I guess, where they need pictures of themselves all the way through, they're all in order that way. So it's easy to pull them out. The other thing that's handy, which is something that I was able to do with my parents and my husband's parents, is all those pictures that were organized, they could come and choose out what they wanted as well. My sister too, actually, she was probably the biggest. She took the most advantage of that. So that you can choose the pictures and know where they are. So really get them in chronological order is going to be your best option. And that's true for digital or for physical. So all of these principles are going to work the same either way. It's just a matter of your labeling on your computer versus your labeling in the real world, right? So you're going to gather those pictures together. You're going to create a family timeline, and you can do that in a variety of ways. Some people do it simply on index cards. Some people create an actual physical timeline on the wall. Now, this kind of thing is really handy because as things pop up, you can grab it, any of the types of them, grab them and fill in your notes, right? So it kind of becomes a family journal as well. This is the one that, my most recent one. So this is just a notebook, and I'm going to go back here. And so this is just a notebook that I added tabs to for the years. And as things happen, so here's some mementos that I didn't want to lose. I just clipped them in there, and I can add in those. I can add them in. I'm trying to find one page that kind of has more stuff on it than others. But so I've added notes to each year. I've added some of the pictures, right? So this is a picture from the trip to Baja. So some of this, other, stickers and stuff that you have in your craft stash. So you can really doll this up. But what you're creating for yourself is something that you can reference back to as you're scrapbooking, and you can always add notes to it as you go along. So this was really fun to make, and I love kind of the chunkiness of it. If I was going to do it again, I would do it in something maybe like a disc planner, because it's easier to insert pages into that than it is to insert pages into this. I do have a punch that will do this kind of page, but I'm limited by the size, and I can't take it apart like you can with a disc planner. So, if you got it really full, you could divide them in half and just do another set of discs. So, but your family timeline is going to be the thing that you go to reference and add reference as you're coming across different sorts of things. And you can also use it as a journal, which we're going to talk about as well. I just bought tickets to a show. My son Max is coming down. I can go now into there and make a note. This is what we did on this day, even though it hasn't happened yet. And so then in hindsight, when I'm scrapbooking, I can use that as a reference, know the exact date or whatever details I put in there. So it's really kind of a multi-purpose thing, and it's really fun to create as well. Then the next thing you're going to do is create some sorting guides. And sorting guides, you can do, I have them for years and years because you just keep reusing them, right? But you don't need to make all of your years. You can just make sorting guides based on the years that you are organizing. And I mentioned earlier, going back to sort of the foundation of ideas that we're learning in the Get Organized Challenge. So you might recognize these little sticky notes because I used these when we were sorting paper, right? Not these exact ones, but the same concept. So within the year 2009, these are all the things that happen. So as I'm pulling out that stack of pictures and sorting them, well, these already have some sticky notes from another sort that I did. As I'm pulling out those pictures and sorting them, I can pull that sticky note off and add it to that pile of pictures. And then, so this is Halloween. If I found a stack of Halloween pictures for 2009, as I was sorting, I'm going to label it. And as I keep sorting, oh, there's some more Halloween pictures. I'll cheat with my little box here, right? So if I had these, oh, there's Halloween. Now I'm going to I put sticky notes right on the picture part of my pictures. I know some people don't like to do that. I've never had a problem with it. I've been doing it for years. You can stick the sticky to the back too. And then you still have that same thing as you're sorting. Oh, there's Halloween. Oh, there's 4th of July for that year. So you have everything on the year that you're working on right there in front of you, but you're subdividing your categories as you go. Very similar to what we did with paper and making those sticky notes for paper by theme as well. And then when you file these pictures, you can leave the sticky notes on. So you can see, I'm going to pull this stack out here. So you can see that I've just left the sticky notes on as after I sorted them. So when I'm sorting them here, and you may have 3 or 4 years, you may have 10 years, depending on how many pictures you have. Again, I'm going to caution you to start small, start now, so don't get crazy. And then you're able to sort, categorize, and then store. Now, storing your pictures, there are lots of storage options out there. I have this example here. This is kind of your standard photo storage box. Why do I love it? Why don't I love it? I love it because they're cheap and easily accessible. I don't love it because it's too big, it's too heavy, holds too many photos. I prefer to put things by year. So here are 2 options, the 5x7 and the 4x6 fab file, and either using the pockets or the file folders. And again, I just moved my sticky tab from the sorting onto the label for the file box, right? So those sticky labels just keep serving you well as you go through once your photos are organized, because as you put them away, you're going to do it in that way as well. So you're whether you're using 5x7, so this project's almost done, but whether you're using 5x7 or 4x6, either size works. Again, the photo storage boxes are, they're easily accessible and inexpensive. So that's a good way to store, but they do get heavy. And then you have so many photos as opposed to having, the smaller, easy grab. Now, the other sort of side of that is storing everything in a big box like this. And then when you're ready to take on that project, you're going from my chronologically organized photos to this is a project that is sorted and organized by layout and ready to go. And we'll talk more about that component when we do project planning, which I think is challenge number 7. So on my sorting guides, I've provided myself a bunch of information, big events that happened that year. And then down here, you see this LT with a 13 and Max with an 11, and LT 7.8, Max 5.6. Those are their ages, which is circled in that year. London turned 13, Max turned 11, and he went from 7th grade to 8th grade. So when I'm sorting pictures, again, I can go, this is London at the beginning of 8th grade, so I know that was 2009. This is London graduating from 8th grade, so I know that was 2010. So it just, any kind of notes like that are important in your life, the lives of your children, your family, that you can put on there, it's going to make sorting so much easier. And when it's easy, it gets done. And that is our whole mission, right, with this project, is to just get it done. So next thing you're going to do is make your sorting guides. Give yourself some sticky notes or some other dividers for those categories as you're working through each of the projects. So sorting by year is the first thing that we're going to do, and then sort within that year literally by event. And there's stuff in your handout that kind of goes pretty much what I'm saying, but gives you a little bit more information about how all of that works. Digital is no different. You're going to do the same thing chronologically a year, and then within that year, you're going to have folders either by month or by event. Again, consistency is really important when you're searching on the computer. So if you're always calling something Christmas versus Xmas, or 4th of July, 4OJ, or 4th of July, you want to stay consistent in those things. How do you remember to stay consistent? I use a perpetual calendar. This is an old one that I've been using as an example here. You can do this on an Excel spreadsheet. You can do it. You can just print it out. This is this one you're supposed to do a little scrapbook page at the top. But the key to this is that gives me all what's highlighted here, the things that I use consistently. So London, my son, anything that I'm tagging, and this is for digital, anything that I'm tagging, I'm going to use the same LT. Those are his initials. It's a lot faster than writing London on everything that I'm tagging, right? Max is easy, MAX. My sister, Tisa, easy. Consistency is important because when you want to search your computer for something, you can type in whatever it is that you are looking for. So even words like birthday, I'm sorry, I got sidetracked on the perpetual calendar. If you've never seen one of these, this is also called the birthday calendar. And it's just the month and 1 through 31 or 30 or 28 or however many days are in that month. And then you write somebody's name on each line for when it's their birthday. And then every year, every month you flip that calendar and you know who to send a birthday card to because you know what their birthday is. So it doesn't matter that the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is not there. But it makes it easy to use this also as a reference for tagging your photos. Now, the big question is, do I need to tag all my photos? And my answer is no. Or I shouldn't say no, or name all my photos. Yes and no. I would name them in big groups. Sorry, I have a little thing on my hand here. It's bugging me. Naming them in big groups as opposed to trying to name each individual one, and then tagging a few individually with more detail. So when you go to your computer, so BDAY is birthday. Every picture that I have that's a birthday picture is tagged that. So I can go in and type in LT, BADY, and leave it at that, and I will get every picture from birth until 25 that I've ever tagged of London at a birthday, right? If I add years, 2010, then I'm only going to get things that have London birthday in 2010. So the tagging is important because it's going to pull that up. But you don't have to tag every photo because when I bring up London birthday 2010, it's going to bring it up, and then I'm going to click on the thing, and I'm going to say locate on my computer. So when the picture comes up, I'm going to click on it, and one of the options is locate in my computer, and then it's going to take me to the file with all the remaining pictures that are that event. So it makes it really, really simple to get to those things and find those things. So you want to tag some or group tag all of them with a major tag, and then just choose a few in the file and do the details on the tag so that you'll bring up the whole file. I hope that makes sense. It's a little bit confusing, but you don't need to put super tags on everything. Sorry, I'm not paying attention here. I don't know if Leanne's popping me questions. I see a lot of stuff popping up on the screen, but I can't read it. Let's see. Yeah, I can't read the screen. So I'll try to go back through the feed also for anything that maybe is not getting answered later, and answer those questions separately. So you're going to do the same thing with your digital photos that you do with your physical photos, and then storing them. Here's, I guess, another option. And all of these are in your handout, right? All the different options. So if you are using Scrap Rack Pages to organize your photos into one of our big zipper binders, which are back in stock, by the way. If they're not on the website today, they will be, because I was just told this morning that they arrived. So some of you I know are using 12 by 12 binders. And so this is 6 photos and 6 photos. So I've got a double page layout here. And I know some of you like to do that. And then also the 5 by 7 page. You can do the same thing with the 5 by 7 page as well, if that's how you want to categorize your photos. Or store your photos, same thing chronologically. Box, fab file, notebook, same process, different tools. All right. So, one last thing that I'm going to talk about again when we do talk about project planning is keeping your family calendars as well with your photos, wherever you're stashing your photos. So this is a calendar from 2013. And this is my kids' school calendar. And so it's handy because I also wrote in where I was, what I was doing, all these little notes on here, but it has all of this school events on there. So if I have pictures of Crazy Hair Day or Spirit Week or whatever, I can refer back to this calendar and know exactly what was going on. So any type of calendar that you keep with events on it becomes really valuable when you're trying to sort and organize your photos. Because unless you're younger, some of you are, the older you get, the less your brain retains that type of information. Okay, so I think that we are, oh, Barb Coleman Stewart says, what software do you use to upload your photos from your phone to your camera? I take all, I take all the pictures off my phone and I load them right into my computer. I know a lot of people use cloud storage or whatever, but I load them right into my computer and I copy the photos in the computer to an external drive. But I just use, I'm a PC, I don't use Mac, so I know Mac has a photo option. I just use file folders. I don't use any special software. I just upload the pictures. And this is really, really important. When you're uploading the pictures, allow yourself enough time to file them properly, even if you're doing them in big chunks. So as an example, one of the things that I take tons of pictures of is the cactus garden, right? I want to see every little bud turn into a bloom and then what happens afterwards. And I measure all my cactus. I'm a little bit of a nut. So I have a big file of cactus pictures, but when I download them off my phone, they go right into the cactus picture file, right? The cactus garden file. I take them off the phone and I put them right into that file. And that is key because even if I don't have time to go in and relabel them, each cactus in my garden has a number. And I add that number to, you guys are going to think I'm nuts. I add that number to the front. So when you download off your phone or your camera, the name of the folder is usually of the picture is usually the date and then some other numbers. So I add the cactus number, say 176 and a space to that file. And then it takes all of the cactus number 176 and puts them in order in the cactus file chronologically also. So cactus number 176, when I scroll down to that number, I see all the pictures from the time I planted it until the current day, right? I don't always have time to go in and put the number in, but I always put the pictures right into the cactus garden file. So I'll cut them all off my phone, put them in that file. And then I might have pictures from our trip to Baja. I don't cut those off the phone until I'm done with the cactus. Then I cut the trip to Baja and then I go to the Baja trip file and I file those in there. So I've already got them in the big file. I can highlight all of them and name them once they're in that file, Baja 2022, whatever it is. But at the very least, all the pictures are in the right file. And because they are dated, they're in chronological order in there as well. I hope that makes sense. It's really, really simple, but talking about it sounds complicated. But like I said, I don't use any photo software. I use just file folders on my computer. So if you open my computer, it says photos. And when you open photos, it says years. And when you open the years, it says, Christmas, spring break, 4th of July, whatever it is, consistently through, depending on what's happening in my life, inside of each year. And it's really fast. It's not fast to go in and individually tag everything, but it's really fast to get them into the right folder. So keep that in mind. The other thing, common question, how do I know if I've printed those pictures? And I will just include a note right in the photo. So if the title of the file folder is Christmas 2022, I'll change the name of it to Christmas 2022 dash capital P. That means these are printed. And then on the inside in that folder, there's a little note that says these are set up in a project planner or these were sent to your sister or whatever it is, so that I know where to find those photos when I'm ready to actually do that project. So, or anybody else could find them as well, I guess, that way. So hopefully that helps. It sounds much more complicated than it is. It's just filing, right? We've been doing it our whole lives. Pictures, photographs tend to get overwhelming because we have so many of them. All right, let's see. All right, I think that's it. Okay, so you've got your assignment. I will try to scroll through and answer questions this afternoon. I will try to look at the feed this afternoon and answer any questions that didn't get answered. But I know that our good friends there in the Get Organized group are on it for me. So your assignment this week is to establish your storage system. Are you going to use boxes? Are you going to use 5x7 fab files, 4x6 fab files? And what are you going to do on your computer? It's easy with just photo files. You don't have to have anything special. Create a family timeline of some sort. It can be a notebook like mine. It could be something that you put on your wall. I know some people have actually done, using their Cricut, a wall display with like literal timelines, and then they're able to add things like concert tickets and photos, and it's part of the art of their craft room, which is really fun. I want you to sort 2 boxes of photos, 2 piles, 2 bins, 2 baskets, wherever you have them. If you can get a helper, then you need to have one, do one more. One of the things about photos is that they are 100% objective, right? Unlike your other supplies that you may look at grass and think, paper that has grass on it and think, oh, that belongs in sports. And somebody else thinks, oh, that belongs in summer. And someone else thinks that, oh, that belongs in garden. Photos are what they are. They were taken on a date. They're a picture of something. So you can get people to help you. One of the things I usually talk about, and I just realized I forgot, is that this is an excellent project if you do family home evening or family game night, to swap up game night for photo sorting. And if you do that, you want to have your notebook handy. One of the benefits of doing that is everybody at the table gets to share in the memory, which is really fun. You're going to get a lot more photos sorted, which is really great. And you are going to hear the other, like when you do your scrapbook, it's mostly from your perspective, right? And everybody in your family remembers things different, or remembers different things about the event. So if you're sorting photos together, get your journal going so that when your son, daughter, husband, whoever says, oh, I remember this, we did this, or I loved this, you can jot down those little notes as well. So it makes it really, really fun. And again, it's a great sort of family home evening project experience for everybody. So you're going to sort 1 year of digital photos. If you are still sorting paper, 4 inches of paper. Don't forget to post your progress so you can get in the drawing. Don't forget to reward yourself with whatever your reward was. And we do have an ugly photo contest. So post up the ugliest photo that you find, or the worst photo that you find, for the ugly photo contest, and we will give away a prize for that as well next year. And again, remember that the ugly photo contest, is 100% subjective, like the paper challenges, right? So you might not think the photo is ugly, but you might not think someone else's photo is ugly, but it doesn't matter, because you get to put up the ugly photo that you think is ugly. It doesn't matter if other people don't agree with you. It's your own personal taste, so do that. There are a couple quotes at the end here. One of them is my favorite one about photos, which is Abraham Lincoln saying, there are no ugly photos. That's just how your face looks sometimes, right? So especially we're more critical of ourselves. Sometimes we just look like that. All right, everybody. I think that's it. I'm going to pop up here and see if I have anything left coming up from Leanne. It looks like we're good to go. So short and sweet today, the photo challenge. If you have questions, you can always email us, customerservice@totally-tiffany.com. Definitely take advantage of the Facebook group, Get Organized with Totally Tiffany, because even if one of us can't get on there and answer your questions, somebody there is going to be able to answer questions for you. So thanks so much for tuning in today, and I will see all of you next Tuesday. I was trying to think if we had anything else going on. Don't forget mark your calendars, April 11th, paper carts go live on the website. And today is at $10 Tuesday. So pop over to the website and see if there's any goodies that you need there for that super deal. And I'm telling you, the vinyl lowest tote is, I just remember, I know mine's over at my mom's. I was thinking, why don't I have that? Vinyl lowest tote is a total winner for outdoor fun season, wet swimsuits, wet towels, snacks, all of that kind of stuff, because you can totally rinse it out. So All right, my friends, thanks for tuning in today, and I will see all of you next week.